Welcome to yet another edition or another episode on mental health. This program is an exciting program where we get to break down and make everyone understand what mental health is all about and how it looks like and how it affects you and it affects me and the community at large. You and in the first video, we talked about how mental health affects our environment, how it may have affected us in the past, but we want to put an end to that. As the saying goes, prevention is better than cure. So we are trying to share as much as we can about what mental health is, how to identify mental health situations or conditions, how we can tell that our beloved friends, loved ones, colleagues are mentally challenged or they're mentally affected. Now, mental health is not as bad as it may seem. We always mistake mental health for madness or for being crazy, which is a very, very wrong conception about mental health. Mental health, what is it? And this is what mental health is. Mental health has everything to do with your emotion, psychological well being, and social well being. This has to do with how you recover from stress, anxiety, grief, and everything that can affect your mental well being. That's what mental health is all about. So, when we talk about mental health, remember there are two words there there is mental and health. So, mental has everything to do with your mind. Yes, your mind. So, when we talk about mental, think of it as the mind. Now, this mind operates like a phone or a computer. So this phone, let's look at your phone. Your phone has applications. So you have to feed your phone. When you bought your phone, you had to put WhatsApp in it for you to use WhatsApp. You have to put TikTok in it for you to use TikTok. You had to put Facebook in it for you to go on Facebook and other apps which enable you to do all what you have to do. Also look at your mind to be the gadget which you have to feed all this information. In computer language they call it a giggle. A giggle meaning that garbage in, garbage out. What you take in, that's what you take out. Now this phone, sometimes as you use it knowingly and unknowingly, consciously and without your conscious, the phone, there are times when you've just discovered that the phone is affected by viruses. And these viruses affect the way the phone operates. It will interfere with the operation of the apps, or maybe the memory will be too much. And some of you, if you have a cleaning apps, it will tell you this phone has a lot of junks, you have to clean it up. So applies to your mind. Are we getting somewhere? So your mind has, it feeds everything that happens around you, whether you are involved or you're not involved. Everything that is happening around you, it's being fed in your mind. Hence, as time goes on, these things may end up, it can be now or later, these things, they will change the way you look at certain things. So that affects your mental, your wellness. So it is important for you to take care of your mental health with what you involve yourself in and how you respond and how quick you recover to what happens to you. I must also mention that mental health varies. What will affect one person, it's not what will affect the next person. So what will traumatize me may not be what will traumatize the next person, my friend, my family. And this is one of the greatest mistakes that we've had, especially in our country, Zambia. We undermine how people can be affected by events, by moments, by seasons, by everything that happens around us. Especially men, we've been victims of the society's judgment in uh, judging us on how we should respond. When something happens to us and you are affected, the society and the people around us will be, "Niwe mwamuna, don't react like that. Mamuna Samalila." Those things are affecting your mental well-being because your mind wants to release that through crying, through sharing it out, but the environment is shutting you up, causing you to be affected mentally. So key aspects that we can look at today in as we look at mental health, we are saying one, the key aspect in mental health is comprehensive well-being. Comprehensive well-being, it is not merely the absence of diseases, but a state of emotional, psychological, and social health. So that's what makes it comprehensive. It deals with emotion, psychological, and social health. So psychological, how well are you psychologically? How well are you emotionally? How are you coping up emotionally? Then we have the dynamic spectrum. So the dynamic spectrum has to do with or is similar to physical health. Mental health changes at different points in life based on factors like stress, physical health, and environment. So what that I'm trying that entails is mental health is dynamic, meaning that it changes from point to point. If you want, you can say it's like weather. So the things which used to affect you when you are young may not affect you when you grow, or things which never used to affect you when you were young, they can affect you as you grow on. So these factors will affect you. So they change different at different points based on factors like stress. Stress is one of the many and the most common uh, factor that affects your mental well-being, and also the physical health. When physically you are not okay, even your mental wellness is affected. I think some of us, or many of us, there's been a point when we've been sick and we start thinking, now when I die, especially our parents, or if you are a parent, you start thinking, say, when I die, what will happen to my children? What will happen to this? You just get worried about a lot of things when you are not okay. So that affects your mental well being. Also, one of the factors is the environment where you are. Maybe you're in an environment where you don't feel safe. That as long as you are in that environment, the things which are not making you feel safe, they'll affect your mental wellness as long as you are in that environment. It can be the events also happening in that environment. That environment will affect you as much as you are in that environment. So change of environment is very important. And when we talk about progress, we talk about you have to change your environment for you to progress. So environment is also a major factor that affects your well-being. Daily functioning is also one of the things we can talk about. Daily functioning. Our daily functioning is also determine how we handle stress, relate to others, and make decisions. So our daily function, our mental health affects our daily function. That is how we handle stress, how we relate with others, and make decisions. So our decisions are always dependent on our mental wellness. So it's important for us to have a good mental wellness so that we make informed decisions. Remember, unmasking mental health, we are trying to keep things as plain as possible. Get it first, get it right. In our next episode, we'll go deep on how the environment can affect your your wellness, how you're relating with others can affect with your mental wellness. But remember, you always have to create time to recover. Just like you clean your phone from viruses, you protect your phone from viruses, you have to create a way in which you prevent yourself from being affected mentally. This has been Coach Lego on unmasking mental health. Take care of your mental health. Mental health is wealth. So take care of your mental health. Remember, everything you do is dependent on how well, well mentally you are. Take care and please subscribe to our channels and follow our page, please, and share with others so that together we can create a mental well balanced family, a mental well balanced community, and a mental balanced workplace. Take care. Get it first, get it right. Until next time.